with representation from the indexer team here.
Somebody on the indexer team? I think the only one was Caden, right?
Aiden was doing a lot on Indexer, and there was a couple others.
Yeah, I don't know that we have anybody available, Riley, from Indexer, but as far as I know, Indexer is up and running and going.
Right.
That's what I last heard.
Which kind of leads into server right now. I think the only thing we're waiting on is we're going to do deployment. I think we just need to get some of the metadata from the indexer, which is we double check here. That's interesting. I don't know if my Discord's not updating, but I was pretty sure Muhammad was missing either like the host name and password, which I'm pretty sure it's the same as the server, but I'll double check on that. Either way, it's close to complete install and deployment.
Okay.
And then I also wanted to double check with you because I did want to do speaking on your behalf, but did what I published for solo students seem acceptable?
Yeah,
Perfect.
I believe that was. Yeah, the key on the solo side is that you're jumping in on some part of this along the way, and that you will help towards the documentation in there. I believe that's the part you're talking about. Is that right?
Yeah, it was basically defining a way forward for them. So I know it probably seemed daunting for solo students to be able to figure out what they were supposed to be installing, right? Because everybody else, it seemed like a team effort, and I'm sure they didn't want to step on other people's toes. So
Yeah, and that's part of the problem with the solo portion of this. That's why I didn't really want a solo portion because you don't have solos in socks.
right, yeah,
But here we are. They're just going to have to do more documentation on their own versus working as a team, is what it boils down to.
right. Yeah, but that's all I have for my minutes.
Okay. Well, for those watching the video, please go out and look at the SOC manager announcements as Riley's been posting some good information out here for you guys to follow along with. Just a quick recap. As he mentioned, the indexer should be up. I believe the server is the next piece, and they got a couple little pieces. I know at one point Caden did have the server up and the dashboard up, and so we know it at least works, which was just a proof of concept. And so he rolled that back so that it is now available for those teams to install. But we simply did it to make sure the environment was working correctly. On my side, you guys will have access to this documentation system by the end of the day. I'm running into a little bit of a Docker issue. It won't take me long to figure out. But for the URL that you'll go to, and I'll put this in an announcement when it comes up, it'll end up being socdocs.fhsucyber.com. Right now, it's not going to go anywhere. But it will bring you to a page like this. When you get here, I've removed some of the links for policy and diagram and stuff. Those will get added here throughout the day. I just wanted version 1 out there to talk about in this class. And then by the end of the day, all this other stuff will be added too. You'll come out to log in, and of course it's going to be broken because I just brought it to class, right? So what that will do is kick you out to log in with Discord, and you will want to log in with your Discord. Once you come in, it will pull your profile and stuff here. So what that allows me to do is tie that to the conversations that you guys are having out there on the Discord server. That's the whole point of it. And it allows it easier for the grading side. So I can mix what you're doing in this platform along with what you've been doing on the Discord platform, and I can pull that information off that server. You will, inside your profile, I don't know why that just had to break now, but it is. Inside your profile, you'll be able to create a team. I would say whoever wants to create the team for the indexer, for the server, whatever you want to call them, those people should be creating their teams. When you create a team, it will then give you a code. you take that code, post it into the Discord so that everybody else can use that code to join. In other words, don't create 30 W indexer teams, create one indexer team and post the code out there on the Discord. All right. You should be able to join whichever team that you want to be on. If you want to move teams, I think I added that functionality, but if not, just let me know and I can easily switch you in the system to teams. From there, you'll have the option for the docs themselves. Right now, there's nothing in there. But when you do see it pop up here, it will give you a title. You will set a category. And if there's not a current category that makes sense, for example, the indexer documentation or the Proxmox documentation or the topology documentation, you just create your category to whatever makes sense. All right. I don't care if we have 40 categories. That's fine. It's just tags essentially so that we can look through it in the system. Then you'll be presented with a text document portion. Again, I apologize because I had this all working before I unplugged the laptop and came over here. But you will use standard markup HTML or a standard markup language in order to post that, which is exactly what you guys have been using. Well, if you're in the 601 class at the same time, you would be using that for the READMEs. If you guys remember any of the other content, you would use that for READMEs. There's examples of how to use Markdown. So if you're not familiar with Markdown, it's all listed there. There's actually a preview window that I built in there too, so that you can watch it in real time and make sure it looks and formats the way you want it to. There's a little toolbar that I just snagged in, which is why I evidently broke it, where you can just click bold, H1, H2, that kind of stuff. So try to format them as cleanly as possible. It's not meant to be a super rich one like, say, Microsoft Word. This is meant to be all in Markdown, and that's for reasons that most places are starting to lean towards Markdown style documents. So it seems to be the go-to anymore versus Word documents, PDF documents, that kind of stuff. All right, so that'll be in over this weekend. As far as to-dos on this weekend, I think you guys already have the BG info. Next week, as we mentioned on the Blackboard side, you guys will be deploying the agents once they get the dashboard up and going. You'll deploy agents. Those will be required on your virtual machines. And then you'll want to make sure those are installed next week and into fall break. And you want to make sure that the dashboard actually sees your VM because that's what we're going to grade. And then when we get back, we'll check everybody's virtual machines, make sure you got BG info and the agent installed and you've been participating in there. And I will have essentially a rubric that you guys will be graded on and you'll see that in Blackboard when you get the grade. Yeah.
Will be a video for the agents?
Yes. Yeah. Whoever is responsible for the agent should be recording a video or writing documentation. The documentation system, I will say, does not do screenshots and such. So it's just simple Markdown. So I want you just to write up the documentation as it is in there. And if you'd like to record a screen capture like what Caden did for the BG info, that's super easy to do. Record the video. He just posted it on his Google Drive, his student Google Drive, sent me the link, and I posted up to YouTube so that everybody can see it on the same platform. So I'm happy to do that with server, indexer, any of that other kind of stuff that you want to do. Anybody got any questions or concerns on the doc side and anything else moving forward? I think some people were asking about the policies. Somebody mentioned that in here, wherever that was. No, you don't have to wait for me to start writing policies. There'll be a section for policies up here at the top of this system right here. I just literally hit it out right before I came here. You'll click on policies and add one just like you would the documentation. And the idea is it will keep all those policies contained in one spot.
Sorry to interrupt. Are you streaming right now? Because it's not showing anything.
That's awesome. I was, but I was not sharing the screen. Cool. So again, that'll be this website here. I'll get that up and going when we actually see everything there. You'll have the link in the URL. Obviously, it's not going to be localhost. But that will be the idea right here is policies, and then you'll have what's the other one? Policies and diagrams. So if somebody is really good at doing the network topologies and such, obviously you have that one in NetLab. If you would want to enhance that, there's a built-in diagram tool that we use to build that same thing built into this environment so that you could create a diagram, kind of demonstrate how all these agents come up to a particular server, and then that's reviewed in the dashboard. So if somebody wants to do that as a solo or is looking for other options besides what's already happened, that would be another option for them as well. And it's pretty simple and straightforward. You just drag and drop icons. It's like building a PowerPoint presentation. It's pretty simple. Instructions on how to do that, create teams, all that kind of stuff will also show up in this system too. I literally just hid it because it's there as a skeleton, but it's not fully functioning yet. All right. Anybody else got questions? Riley, you got anything?
No, I don't have anything.
Ian, Kevin, anything?
No, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. Then we'll get this video out and I'll send an announcement on Blackboard here today when this is actually published to the final URL. So it's there. I just got to swap some environment variables around. I was using a file and wants it to be in the environment, so I just got to swap it around. If you guys see any issues, errors, bugs, whatever on this SocDoc stuff, just put that in the support channel of the Discord and I'll be watching it. And that way I can patch or fix whatever's going on with that. But this isn't a pre-built system. I literally just wrote it in the last couple weeks here with Python and Django as an example for the 601 class. So. It looks small when you strip out all the other pieces, but there's lots of pieces. From the admin side, I can see quite a bit. So I don't even know if this will work. Try it. Nope, I trashed it. Stand by.
Well, how it beats the class. Not used to that.
So on my side, I can use this to do your grading based off your milestones, everything you guys have submitted, edit the policies, the social media side. All that's doing is pulling your name so that I can match it over on the Discord. Hopefully I have a bot that's able to go through and just chunk through your guys' responses and give me some grades. That's the whole point. So.
Like a Discord bot.
Kind of. Yep.
It's nice to us.
What's that?
Hopefully it's nice.
It's not intended to be a problem. The whole goal is that you guys get the credit and I don't bring in human error for missing something. I can literally see your user tag and everything you posted on the server. And if you support it during that week, you get those points. Is honestly how that works. That way I'm not digging through the forums and post to make sure that you posted. I can just pull the metadata to do that.
There'll be two of me in there. But I'll use
You'll get half the score for one each.
I'll leave the server with my other name.
Perfect. All right. Anybody else got any questions? Okay, that's all I got today, which means just keep working on what you guys are working on. If there is anybody from the indexer server team in here that wants to work on getting that deployed, by all means, whatever you want to do. All right. Riley is the SOC manager, so take stuff to him if you got questions on structure or what needs to be submitted. And then if he's got questions, he's pretty good about hitting me up quickly. That's all I got. Have a great weekend.